Hello, and welcome to the Naked Couch. Today we've got Roger.
Thank you. It's
Oh
a pleasure to be
man.
here.
Yes, I love your background. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I definitely see that character.
I don't know. I've always felt like a connection to that time in history. Even as a little kid, if you see pictures of me, there's one picture where I'm dressed like I belonged in the early 1900s. So, my first experience with media, everything was in black and white. The first thing I watched on television as a little kid, when I was old enough to even watch, was Nosferatu. And then I grew up watching Three Stooges, The Little Rascals, Charlie Chaplin. So everything was black and white.
Sounds like you had fun with a comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy. You mentioned the
Yes.
Three
The
Stooges,
Three
Charlie
Stooges.
Chaplin.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
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 And you
Great
you
fun.
yeah, it seems like it's a part of you that, is still there, you know?
Yeah. Very much.
Yes. So, is there like a dream? Have you started with this like character? Have you expressed it? Like,
Yeah, I have actually Charlie Chaplin, where I work, Houston Media Source Public Access TV. We had to do promos one year, promoting the station, getting people to come out. So my colleague Mel and I, we worked on a promo as a throwback to the silent film era, and I said, why not Charlie Chaplin? I grew up, watching all his movies, and so I said, sure, why not? So I did it, and then it turned out, to be something really popular because we saw how many thousands of views we got. So then we did another one. And then there's a third one that I'm actually working on as a promo that we're going to be filming here, hopefully in the next couple months. So,
that's exciting. You should send me that
yeah,
information so I can put
I
it on like
will.
the YouTube.
The thing with media is you always want to make it as fun as you can. And that's one thing I learned early on when I started taking formal acting training and workshops. They said many times for actors, you have that responsibility of showing a lot of the vulnerabilities of a human being that most people don't want because they have so many walls. So, many times what helps you in some exercises is regressing back to when you're a little kid in elementary school and you're, having that, make believe recess. Like if you can imagine yourself as a character, what would you be? Oh, I want to be a firefighter. Oh, I want to be an athlete. I want to be a clown, whatever it is. And those are the things that we as adults sometimes have to like regress back to, that innocence and that ability to just show everyone our raw emotion. I'll tell you this, like my favorite was out of all the superheroes that are out there, in the comic book world and DC and all that, the one that I always gravitate toward even today is Wonder Woman, the Lynda Carter Wonder Woman of the 1970s. So as a little kid, I'd spin around and change, and I'd have the lasso of truth and the tiara, a little boy. It's like, whoa, what's a little boy doing with that? But in my mind, it's like as a kid, you don't really associate, gender norms like this is what boys like, this is what girls like. If you admire someone, you just admire them. And I think that's the misconception a lot of adults have. They're like, I don't want my son seeing this because it might influence him or my daughter. It's like, well, if they have an imagination, it doesn't matter whether you show them or not. Kids just gravitate toward certain things, certain heroes, and they don't really put a gender or a race on it. They just admire him. So
Uh, I heard you embraced your feminine energy at such a young
yes,
age, like because
yes,
we all have both energies, but you
yes,
embraced it, and it sounds like your
yes.
parents supported it. Because if you had a tiara and you had that, they supported your feminine. Like that is so cool.
I think my mom did initially, and my dad did eventually. Because the thing is, like, I think they had mutually a friend that's a psychologist. I think I don't know if they back then called it a child psychologist, but it was a psychologist that dealt with kids. And so they were saying, well, no, this is a way for your kids to show their expression, their interest. And if it's not hurting them and it's getting them to be outgoing and vocal, then just, let them like what they like. And so I think they embrace that too. And they're like, okay, so you like Wonder Woman. So we'll get you the lasso of truth, the tiara. I even had the Wonder Woman doll that was popular in the 70s. So yeah, I had it all.
Oh, that's so cool. It's
Yeah.
heartwarming to hear someone who was empowered yourself to
Yeah.
own in on the on that. Yeah, I really liked when you said to find their voice.
And Lynda Carter is a great example of that because I like watching interviews with actors, and getting their perspective. And she said that she based a lot of the characteristics of Diana Prince slash Wonder Woman on what she believed in and believing in doing the right thing and having empathy toward others and the way she approaches everyone. Like if you look back at the series, like a lot of the men in the series just talk to her like they would talk to anyone else. And it's because she made herself so approachable. Her, without realizing, was a feminist, but I think she presented it in a way that everyone was accepting of it. And that was just her approach, not to say that it was wrong or right, but Lynda Carter's approach of how she looks at things. And Diana Prince's character was more focused on, I want to help humanity, not I only want to help women, I only want to help men, I want to help all of humanity. And I want to teach them humanity that, being selfish and being aggressive is not right. And these are the things you need to do to, save your planet and all living things because they're all important. So I really like that message. And without realizing, that was a lot of the things that I picked up growing up as a kid.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So I just you blew me away. Like I'm like, what do I say?
Yeah. Yeah. Wonder Woman. I've even rewatched a lot of the episodes and I'm like, wow, how powerful were the episodes as far as like the themes and the things that they talk about and do, and just how accepting everyone was of Diana Prince. And mind you, being a queer man, I like observe, pay attention to some of the things that she used, and I'm like, no wonder all these companies hired her and Revlon, and because in every episode as Diana Prince, she was using a new outfit, and it's like, okay, when they moved the series in the third season to the 70s, like she was using everything that was popular back then, and I think this is why it influenced a lot of people, a lot of women, like, oh, I like what she's using, so yeah, it was really interesting to pay attention to that.
I was gonna say, and it's like, and you're influencing myself and our viewers with your
Yeah.
popping glasses, the
Yeah.
background with the yellow, to embrace that
Yeah.
humor,
Yeah,
and your
humor.
colors, you're
Yeah.
you're influencing your vibration as well, just like her
Yeah.
right now. You know,
Yeah, totally. And it's nice to know that we're both the same astrological sign, Leo. We're August babies, so yeah, it was really nice to hear, her influences in her life. That her mom was from, I think, northern Mexico, and her dad was American, and how both cultures influence who she is. And so those are things that I really pay attention to. And I'm like, wow, she has such an interesting life, Lynda Carter.
Roger Palomino has an interesting life. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
where's your
Oh,
lasso of
thanks.
truth, hon?
Yeah. Shit. It's internal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I try to use it when I can. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Could you give us an example,
So,
like that internal, like lasso of truth? I'm so curious.
okay, sure. So I take it with based off of the things you've said, and I've seen some of your other shows, naked coach shows, and your background, that you are very much tapped into the esoteric world, correct?
Yes, you're correct. I feel most closeness with nature, and we are nature as individuals. Sometimes get caught in the uh, surroundings that are not. They're kind of mixed, I guess. Because
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
That's cool. So is it safe to say that your element, your astrological element is water? Are you a water sign?
Why, yes, I am.
Okay. Let's see if I'm anywhere close. You're either Cancer sign or Pisces. Am I close?
Tell
Which
me
one?
more.
Which one was it? Pisces.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm so
Yeah,
curious.
so
I
your
like this game.
intuition's strong. Your intuition's very
Hmm.
strong. So you're very intuitive, which makes sense why in your profession you're a nurse, because since you're naturally intuitive, you can tap into the other person's emotions really easily. Oh,
Uh,
it's interesting too, because I don't know if you've ever had your astrological chart read. I've had mine, and I forgot which house it's in, but my moon element, Pisces is in my moon element, I guess, if that's the best way to describe it. So yeah, I have Pisces in respect to like when I feel naturally intuitive and I rely on my intuition, that's that Pisces energy that I have. So, so which helps as an actor too, because if you're in a situation or in a scene with your other actor or scene partner, then I intuitively tap into whatever it is that they're giving me emotionally, and then I make it work. So,
Out of curiosity, because this this coaching, it works both ways. It's
yeah.
you have a power, and then you coach in the process, and there's power being balanced through here. When you do encounter someone perhaps whose energy you're kind of like uncomfortable tapping into, have you encountered that?
Yes.
And if you have, okay, you smiled about that. So,
Yeah.
how do you do that? Since you've done acting and you brought it up, and now you've spiked my curiosity.
I'll always
So,
try to change my approach and adapt to them. It's kind of like, and I like the Pisces symbol because, or the element water, because water takes so many forms, right? So you always try to change your form based off of the situation. Like water can freeze, water can turn into a gas, water stays as it is. So I always try to adapt to the other person. And you're right, sometimes they won't give me anything in return. So if that's the case, at least I can leave that situation knowing that I've done what I could. Um, I've very seldomly been in that situation with actors where they haven't given me anything. I think for the most part, most of the actors I've worked with, I was lucky that they did give me something. But there's a few that do give you something, but then when the cameras are not rolling, they're done. They're like, okay, they kind of go off on their own, which I understand that process too, because maybe they don't want to lose that emotional space that they put themselves in. So
that is so neat.
yeah,
So, that's your superpower lasso.
the truth, yeah,
For real, it's like
adaptability, yeah.
yes, adaptability, and from how you speak about it, the resilience to understand that flow. Like, oh, they're in their own power. They're going to keep their, emotion because they have that space to work on. And
Yeah.
that's powerful. I see her in you. And I don't
Thank
even
you.
know her that well, but you
Yeah,
talking about
Lynda
it,
Carter.
yes, Lynda Carter, it's just you've combined that energy.
And I've thought about that too. It's like, with our reality, and even if there's like a parallel dimension or universe, like if I were to like be born again and I wasn't born in the same body, same circumstances or family or whatever, if I could be reborn, I would love to be reborn as a Lynda Carter because I mean, she is my hero across the board, not just as the fictional Wonder Woman, but even as the actor and human being, Lynda Carter, just because of everything she's been through in her life. She's a great person to follow and emulate. So,
I think you are.
thank you.
You
That's a great
are.
compliment to be
As
associated with her. Yeah,
it's you know her so well, and you know yourself so well. So the two
yeah,
are
I feel like
together.
I do.
The two
Yeah,
are together. I feel the heart in that. It really gives like little butterflies on the heart. Like it's just your joy of it,
yeah.
and really transcending into that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping as an artist to give other people that too, like what she gave me and other people. Hopefully, as an actor and artist, I'm able to give back to others, that are in those crucial moments in their life, whether they're young or adult or retiree, where they're thinking, oh, I don't know if I am capable of achieving certain things. And then if they're able to at least pull that, then at least I have something I've accomplished in my lifetime. So,
You are.
oh, thank
You
you.
are. And say
Exactly.
thank you to everyone for watching.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please subscribe to The Naked Coach here on YouTube. It's a great show. Please be part of it as well.
Yes. And thank you, Roger, so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Talk
Bye.
soon.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.